Hello, I wanted to take a moment to honor the sponsor of today's podcast, my Candle Magic Masterclass. It is a guide to using candle magic in your practice. Have you ever wanted to start using candle magic in your practice but just didn't know how to get started? Well, this is your ticket. This is a self-study class that will walk you through the first candle spell step by step with a lot of tips and tricks along the way. There are several printable charts as well to have near you in your workspace as a reference. This class includes step-by-step walkthrough to performing your first spell, how to choose your candle color. There's a printable chart for that. What days are good for what type of spell? Another printable chart for that. What part of the moon phase to work with for certain types of spells? Another printable chart. What herbs you can use, how to dress your candle, how to write an effective petition for your spell, fire safety when working with candles, and much more. All of this is over $1,000 in value, especially with all those printables, you guys, but this is being offered for $97 right now. So if this is a hell yes on doing this class, do it. You're feeling called for a reason. It's time to start following the nudges that are leading you to your next level self. Again, this is the Candle Magic Masterclass. It is a self-led class, so no time commitment whatsoever. And I hope you enjoy. Let's get into the episode. Hey gang, welcome to episode 21 of the Witch Awakening podcast. I am your host, Melissa Rippey, a confidence and spiritual awakening coach for witchy women who want to heal old wounds, tap into their desires, step into their full power, and manifest their most magical life. Okay, so today I want to talk about letting go and how moving on is not easy. Recently I had made a post that I was going to shut down my Facebook group. I talked about this in another podcast as well, but my Facebook group had almost 1,000 people in it, and it was growing on a weekly basis, but there was just no engagement in that group, and it began to feel very taxing to me to have to post in there all the time and try to get some engagement going. And it was like pulling teeth to get people to participate and post and engage. And it just really felt at the point I was at, it felt like an anchor that was just pulling me down energetically. And it wasn't fun anymore. And I mean, I didn't feel like anyone was having fun because nobody was engaging, obviously. And so it became very evident to me that it was time to let it go. Now, I came to this realization that I needed to shut it down probably about, like 3 to 6 months before I actually pulled the plug and did it. Why? Why did I hesitate all that time? Well, it took me a long time to figure out why. Well, first let me say this. When I shut it down, it became a very emotional experience for me. I was going through individually, removing each person individually, step by step. So it took a really long time, but I wanted to send each person out with love, each person out with thank you for being a part of my community. If we're meant to work together, I will see you again. I'm sending you out with so much love, right? So that's the energy that I wanted when shutting this down, because it had been a space that had held a lot of people and had once upon a time had a lot of engagement and had been a support system for people. So I wanted to make sure I was sending all of these people out with love. And as I was going through, there were some names that have been with me since 2017 when I first opened my business. And I used to go live a lot and do a lot of live readings. And there were names in there that were like old friends. And so it was like saying goodbye to an old friend, right? And releasing that person out into the universe and knowing that if we're meant to still work together and we're still supposed to be in each other's circles, then they will either come back, or they will still be like on my mailing list or on my Instagram or wherever it is that I'm hanging out. And I do still see a lot of those people, but there were a lot of people that I hadn't engaged with in a really long time. And, letting them go was just like, oh, wow, they were a big part of my business for a while, right? They were regular clients, or came on my lives a lot. So I would see them and engage with them, and have, was invested in their lives and those kinds of things. So it really was kind of an emotional, like, saying goodbye to old friends. And as I started thinking about it afterwards, I came to the realization that I think the reason that I took so long to actually do it, and that it felt so emotional for me, while yes, it had to do with the people, it really had to do with saying goodbye to the old me, right? It had to do with saying goodbye to my old business model, the way I used to do business, and that served me well, and it was a lot of fun for, the years that it was there. But saying goodbye to the old me, oof, right? Like, how many times in our lives do we have to sit and really realize, wow, I have grown past these people, or this job, or this place I live in, or, this house, or the city even that I live in. Family members. I mean, sometimes let's be super honest, we outgrow our family members and the amount of bullshit we're willing to accept from some of them. It's just a part of life, a part of growing, a part of changing. But that doesn't make it easy, right? At all. So I want to put this out there. If you are going through a time of transition and you're finding yourself in a place where you have to say goodbye to something or someone, a job, a house, a city, whatever it is, have grace with yourself, right? It's not easy. You have to embrace, like, the part of you that used to be served by those circumstances. So it's about honoring that part of you, that part of you that at the time needed that stuff, right? Needed that, whatever the circumstances, needed it to survive and to feel okay in their world. So I had to sit and do some like goodbye work with that part of me. And I always want to send gratitude when I am releasing something. Thank you for, the place that you held, the purpose you served, the lessons you helped me learn, all of those things, because that was super important, right? And to keep ourselves from going into a nervous system activation, or being triggered, right, is another word for that, and getting into a deep, funky depression. If we let that part of us know that they are being honored and thanked and seen, that can keep them, or any protectors that may be around that, from being activated and start throwing their little tantrums, right? And that's where we find ourselves getting triggered, or, like I said, slipping into depression, or the anxiety gets through the roof. All of those things are symptoms that a part of us is not getting what it needs. So we need to stop and really check in. Okay, who's in there? What do you need? Right? What can I do to help you feel better? Because right now you're very activated, and you're speaking really loudly, and you're letting me know through all these different ways that something's not right. Right? So we have to take the time to honor those old parts of us, say goodbye to them, thank them for being there, for everything they've done over the years, and then letting them know, like, hey, and also letting them know, like, I'm not leaving you here on the side of the road, right? Like, I'm not abandoning you. I'm not saying goodbye forever. I'm just saying that like your time of leading has come to an end, and you're more than welcome to come along for the ride if you would like. You know, we're just going to let another part step in and kind of take the steering wheel for a little while. But I would love for you to come along. You know, you've been a big part of our show here so far, and we're not kicking you out. We're not, you know, asking you to leave. If you choose to do that, that's great, because some parts of us will just kind of go into hibernation mode and be like, I'm good. You know, I did my thing. Now I can just rest. But a lot of them just kind of want to tag along, see what we're doing, right? So I know this sounds weird, but we all have these little parts inside of us, and when we're done with one, or when one is kind of served their purpose, we want to let them know that like, hey, we're not like telling you to get out of here, right? Like, get lost. You're more than welcome to come along. And, you know, if you have something to say, definitely chime in. Let us know. Hey, remember that time that you learned blah, 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 right? Yeah. We all need those reminders of when we're about to walk into a situation that might be repeating an old pattern that didn't serve us so well. It's nice to get those little reminders once in a while. Like, hey, no, remember what happened last time? That wasn't great. Please don't do that again. So remembering that letting go isn't easy. You know, when I was shutting down my Facebook group, I was saying goodbye to those people that represented the old me, the old way that I used to run my business, my old business, because my business really has shifted and turned into something totally different than it was a couple of years ago, right? I am serving people in a much different way now than I was then. Not that there's anything wrong with what I was doing back then, because I was also serving in a really amazing way and having a lot of fun doing it and impacting people in big ways. So I do honor those old ways of being and the old parts of me that were there, that were serving in that way. And I honor all of my old clients and my former clients and my current clients, the ones that have stuck with me and made the transition with me. I send huge gratitude and honor, and just, it is such a privilege to be able to do what I do. And I just look at, you know, what I'm doing now as shifting into serving people in a deeper way. And it's just different, right? Now I'm helping people transition and work through deeper things than I might have been digging into before. But I still do the fun readings and talk to spirits and help people with their spiritual abilities and all of those things. I am still that person. I'm still fun and crazy and wild, and all of those parts are still very active in me. I just take it to a deeper level now for my clients and help people make bigger shifts and heal deeper wounds and just take it to the next level. So that's what I have for you guys today. It's just saying goodbye is not easy. Letting go is not easy of old pieces of us. So just be really gentle with yourselves. Find someone to walk through it with you, a coach, a therapist, whatever it is that you need to have to feel supported. And, you know that it's a normal part of the process. All right. So that's what I have today. Go over to Instagram, sharing a screenshot, and let me know, tag me in those stories, and let me know what your favorite part and your favorite takeaway was from the episode. My handle is Melissa_Rippey. I'll have the link in the show notes. I love to hear what favorite parts are from each episode. It really is fun for me. I'm like a teacher at heart, so it really is fun for me to hear from people, the things they're learning from me that they might not have known before. Also, run over to my website, get on my mailing list. That's where I'm hanging out the most these days. I send out a really fun newsletter each week with all kinds of goodies. It's got card of the week, some channel messages, things I'm learning, ways to work with me, all kinds of fun things. So I would love to see you over there. Again, link in the show notes there. My website is melissarippey.com. All right. So what do I have going on right now? If you want to get into my world and dive into your healing and move through inner stuff, I am ready to help you. I have a new one-on-one coaching and healing option to work with me I believe that healing takes time. It's not a one done, wham bam, thank you, ma'am situation in most cases. So I have a 3-month package that I do weekly calls with me. You get a fully personalized plan to get you the healing that you are seeking. I will use all of my tools that I am certified in, like NLP, hypnosis, EFT tapping, Reiki, life and success coaching, my intuition and mediumship abilities, and so much more. I am a trauma-informed coach, so I come at everything with the most supportive and safe way that I can to get you where you need to be and start living your most magical life. It is, if this is feeling like a fuck yes for you, or even if you have questions and you'd like to jump on a call and chat it out, no pressure ever. I always want people to make an informed decision from a safe space. So please reach out to me either on Instagram or you can email me. The link for all those things is in the show notes, and let's see if it's a good fit for you. All right. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Please be sure to subscribe so you can get notified when the podcasts are uploaded, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. That lets them know that you love it, and it gives it a little boost so that other people can find us too. And stay magical, friends, and I will talk to you very soon.